have a business meeting. We haven't been able to have a business meeting. We've been able to do some things without the business meeting, but now we need to have a business meeting to approve our financials and our financial stuff for the new year so that we can continue to pay the bills and everything else. And I know you say, well, we can continue to do that without the approval, but that's not how the church works. We have to have approval of those funds to be spent, okay? And so we need to do that this month. I've gotten with Brian. He thinks he can have everything ready by next Sunday. And so what I want to do is prepare to be here next Sunday after we close the service, open up a business session. We'll present those financial things to you so that you can approve them for the church, and then we'll be dismissed. That's the only thing that we'll be able to discuss in that meeting is just the financial stuff, okay? So we'll try to hand it out to you then, maybe try to get it to you ahead of time online if that's possible so that you can go in there and download it and look at it that way, okay? If he doesn't have it in time for next Sunday, it will be the following Sunday, or whenever he tells me he can have it finished up, okay? Another thing I want to mention to you is this. In October, we're looking at, the first Sunday in October is starting to move back into some type of Sunday school. I don't know what that's going to look like right now, but I want us to try to, as long as things keep going the way they're going, try to move back into Sunday school. The target goal is the first Sunday in October. That being said, if you don't feel comfortable, if we do this, if you don't feel comfortable, you do not have to come, okay? Please don't feel like you have to come. If things change and the statistics start going like they're going to go or whatever else, we may have to postpone that, all right? People have asked me about teachers because we haven't voted on new teachers or anything else for the new year, and so we haven't been able to do that. One, because we're not handing out stuff for you to put in your hands. We're not meeting together and things like that, and so we've tried to really do our part. So I'm asking, if you're teaching a Sunday school class now, if you would continue to do so until the nominating committee can get stuff together and meet and present officers and teachers for the new year. And if there's some reason you can't do that, if you will let me know so that I can pass it along to the nominating committee, or let someone on the nominating committee know so that we can get somebody to do that and fill in if we move back in October, okay? Right now, it looks like that if we move back into Sunday school for the month of October, there will probably be no Sunday night services or activities. And I know some people are ready to go back and do that. I am as well. But here's the deal. The virus is still out there, okay? And regardless of what you think about it, it's still out there. I can't be the judge of what's going on, but I can tell you this. Just over the last 2 weeks, of elderly people in our community in the Montevallo area, and when I say elderly people, most of these people were 70 years and older who have been tested positive for the virus and who are going through a horrific time. They are struggling, okay? Some of them survived it. Most of them, matter of fact, that I know of, survived it, but they're still struggling. It took a toll on them like nothing else that they had experienced in a while, okay? And so here's my view. I'm not that worried about myself, okay? I can take a risk on stuff for myself, but I am worried about people who are over 60 years old who may get this, who may struggle tremendously, okay? And so in doing that, I think it would be fair to say that since we don't know how this virus is being transmitted, if we're going to meet on Sunday morning in here, I don't know that we'll have time to properly clean and sanitize everything to be able to meet back Sunday night. I don't want something slipping through the cracks, and so if we don't have those services, then anything that may be left over, they tell us can't exist after about 72 hours anyway. And it gives us time to clean, okay? That being said, I'd like to start back our Wednesday nights in the month of October, work back towards those Wednesday nights, but no planned suppers or potluck suppers, no making the coffee, still none of that stuff. I don't want you to be in the kitchen doing stuff. The ice machine's going to stay shut off. The water fountain's going to stay shut off. You can bring some bottled water and things like that. I know that sounds silly, but just what if? We don't have to take a chance on what if, all right? You guys have to go to work. And if your work's requiring you to do certain things, that's the what if you have to take at work. Kids gotta go to school, that's the what if you have to take at school. You don't have to do the what if here. Okay? And so once we see how things are responding in our schools, some of them are planning to go back in the next week or so to 5 days, in-person teaching. Let's give it some time to see how they do, see if there's a massive number of students who are with COVID. If that's the case, I'm just tell you, we're gonna back off on going to Sunday school in October. I know some people will get mad about that, but that's just how it's gonna have to be, because I'm not willing to take a chance with our kids and with our seniors. If it's gonna happen in the schools, and they're gonna have a mass number of people infected with that and having symptoms from it, then I don't see how we'd be exempt thinking just because they're coming to church it wouldn't happen here. And so there's no need for that. Right now, October, we're trying to move back. There may be some changes. No Sunday nights in October, Wednesday nights coming back in October, but all of that's subject to change as well, okay? So be praying about the changes that we're going through. Be praying for our schools and our young people. Pray for our senior adults that are battling with some of this stuff. I'm telling you, I saw a lady this week, and I wouldn't change places with her for nothing. And this lady, before she had it, she's got a nice automobile, going shopping for herself and cooking for herself. She lives in a nice house by herself and doing everything. And she's struggling to even breathe. I mean, that was an eye-opening experience for me. And so I don't want that happening to you guys. And if it does, I don't want it to be because something we did here that we were not taking precautions about. Okay? So that's sort of the things that we have right now. Any other announcements that we need to make? Any other announcements? We have a video, 55 seconds, and we'll get out of here, guys. Pay attention to the screen for me.
2020 has been a year like no other. Unprecedented uncertainty, unrest, unending change at every turn. But also understanding, unity, unchanging hope for hurting people. Through it all, Alabama Baptists have remained laser-focused on the good news of Jesus Christ. The Great Commission ministries that benefit from the Myers-Mallory State Missions offering have been steadily meeting spiritual and physical needs across our state and beyond. Would you join in earnest prayer for these ministries during the week of prayer for state missions, and prayerfully consider giving sacrificially to the Myers-Mallory State Missions offering? This year, more than ever, your gifts and your prayers make a difference.